So for you to have an idea first, this is going to be the, you see it here, cellar. I'm going to explain how it's supposed to be the draining in the basement to pass code. And also I'm going to be explaining, having a little, for you to have a little bit idea of this building and how it's supposed to be the plumbing done on it. So if you see on cellar, it says that here we have a toilet. And then here it says that we have a sink. There will be stairs. Let's just focus on the plumbing. That's all we have here. Then if you see, we have a injector pump and a sump pump here. Sump pump, injector pump. The main thing about this, because these two are super strong, I think this one, the injector pump, is super strong. The vent for this one has to be connected a floor above from the system floor. For example, if the injector pump is in the cellar, the venting for that one should be connected straight to the main vent, not on the same cellar floor, but the higher floor. Let's say the basement, if it's in the cellar, then will be in the basement. If it's in the basement, then will be in the first floor. If it's in the first floor, then will be in the second floor. If it's in the second floor, then will be in the third floor. If it's in the third floor, then will be on the fourth floor. So it has to be connected, the vent, a floor above from the system floor. By the way, injector pump or a sump pump, especially the injector pump, it's not usually in houses or four-story houses or building. Usually it's not going to be connected, or it's not going to be higher than cellar or basement the most. The reason for that is because I'll explain that later. Well, for now, let's focus on this. Well, I can tell you the reason. The reason for that is because usually the service line of whenever is the waste line going to the street, we are now on the sub cellar, on the cellar. Usually the service, which is this one guy in this case, the service for this one is always going to be higher than the floor. So if you have a toilet on the cellar, it's going to be lower. It's going to be, and I'll show you later, it's going to be lower than the service line that's going to come out of the house. So that's why you need something to push whatever is coming from the toilet and go up and then send it to the street. So that's why we need the injector pump or the sump pump. Well, injector pump will be for that one. And again, the vent for that one has to be connected a floor above from the system floor whenever it's. I know it might be too much, but I just want to give you a little walkthrough. Another thing, by code, this is what we call a house strap. It's not like it looks like a U. House strap. We had two. One in the back, I don't know if you can see it, and one in the front. Always the pitch in the basement is more than the usual pitch. For example, if we do a quarter per foot to pass code throughout the building, which is supposed to be like that, then we will have like a 3/8 or a little more in the basement, because need more pitch to go all the way to the service. So this is the main thing. House strap. You see, we had two house straps. Actually, in this one we had three house straps. Well, I'm gonna explain these two only because this is the same principle. In a house, you see, if you come from here, in a house, this is the main store line. So all the poop and pee coming through here and goes to the first strap, the house strap, is the one in the bottom, and goes in the back, and then goes all the way and connect to the line, to the main waste. Now, you see, we have another one here. The reason we have this one here is because this one is for storing. So whenever we have a rain and the water is condensed or the water is accumulating in the ceiling, it has to come all the way down. It has to go to a waste somehow, because then that weight is going to damage the building. That's why we have two. That's why we have two house straps. So the second one will be for storing. And if you can see, that's our two races that we have from the basement. According to the blueprint, we will need it. So they added 2 more floor drain or roof drain at the roof. So that's why we need to run 2 lines. The most important thing with this is that this water or whatever storm comes from this one, it cannot be connected or it cannot mixed up with the storm that we have. In other words, the rain cannot be mixed with the poop. Rain. So this is the one that will come from rain. All the rain will come and go there. Yeah, they connect each other again at some point when they go through the city, but beside that or inside the building, they cannot be connected by code. Why? I don't know. Oh yeah, I know why. It's because the components or components for the rain with the poop and the grease and everything, it could clog easily. So that's why we have 2 different lines for them. So if you see, we have one that's for the rain coming inside, get to the city, and then we have the other one that's coming from the store, poop and peep and everything. So the main thing for this one is like once you have this one, first thing you have to have is the main vent for this one. It's the first one that you have to have, and it has to be connected and run all the way outside of the building. You see that it's connected all the way outside of the building, and then you have to have another one for the storm as well. So if this is the rule to follow for you, if your storm line is 4 inch, the minimum you can go is 3. You cannot go 2. It has to be 3. If your storm line, the main line, is 6 inch, the minimum you have to go is 4. So yeah, but not less. For you to have an idea, it has to go half of whatever you're running here. Let's say if you have 4 inch line coming, so the vent, it has to be half of whatever you have, or half of whatever is the line running to the west line, and a little more. So let's say if this is 4, then you go 3. If this is 5, then go 4. And if this is 6, then go 5 or 4. Always try to go like twice, half of whatever you're running, and a little more, or an inch more for this one. I don't know if you understand. I will explain it better later. So again, then you have your racing clamps, your hangers connected to support your pipe. So the main thing is for when you inspector come, he wants your pipe not to be shaking like this one. So we might need to put another support coming from here and there. So that's it from that one. So the main thing for this one has to be vented. The other main thing, the storm and the rain cannot be mixed together inside the building. Both of them, they have to have a separate conduit or a separate piping for each one. So this is also important. By code, whenever you're running perpendicular, or whenever you're running like that, let's say you're running like that, and then you have to go down, and then the second turn, let's say, okay, you're running like that, then you go down, then you have to go like that, then you go down. That with me, the poop and peeing waistline. And I will do that one in another video. Well, you know what, I'm going to explain that in another video. It might be too much right now. But you see that? You see 345s, 245s, and here you see a short suite. We're going to discuss that later, because it might be too much for one video. Then we have this line keep on running here. The first thing we have here, we have a razor. What is that? Let's see, what is that? I'll explain later. Well, we have 3-inch line coming up. Later we will know what it's about. This is a 16 line. We guess it's waste. We never find out what was it, so we're connecting on the waistline. Even though it looks like it's rain, but it's coming from the other building. So whenever you have that, you first have to ask the other person what they're gonna do with it. If they don't want to collaborate, just cap it and put it. Either cap it, or it's better just to connect it to your line. Just in the future, you don't have no more problems. So then again, if you see it, if you ever had done plumbing, you see that the pitch that we have all the way here is coming going up, then keeps on going up, up, high, and keeps going. It keeps on going up. So that's because we're in the basement. That's why it has a crazier pitch than a normal pitch. Remember the blueprint that I showed you earlier? On the blueprint, we saw that we have, so if you can see again, so I forgot to tell you the scale for this. This one is 1/4 per feet, and I'm gonna discuss that in another video. Wow, there's a lot of things we have to discuss. So here is the toilet, as we see it, and here is the sink. This is in the cellar. This is in the cellar. We already know we are in the cellar. So let's see. I already plumbed this thing. So that's your wall-mounted toilet, or carry toilet, they call it as well. Wall-mounted toilet, carry toilet. Again, wall-mounted toilet, carry toilet. So that's it. There's the wall-mounted toilet. If you see, it's way. The main thing is that this toilet has to be built in a strong frame. That's the first one, most important one. Why? It's because out of these two lines here, that you can see here, the whole toilet is going to have all the weight in these two little thread rods that you see here. So when people see it, it's going to start pushing up the wall, coming to this side. So it has to be strong. You can see it has to be strong, so it can hold whoever is sitting on the toilet, especially if a fat guy like me. So if you see there's another line, let me explain that line. Forgot about that one. This is the injector pump, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's not connected. Well, I'll let you know. Well, I'm just gonna discuss waste right now. Remember, we are doing and talking about how to do the waistline in a way that pass inspection, but at the same time we have other things in plumbing that cause like the main water lines, and also we have sprinklers, which is these two you see here. It's the old one. The main things with this one, I'm just gonna say quick, is from here down, here back is city come and do the work. From here and up is plumbers, a licensed plumber company that works on it. We're gonna talk about that later. Wow, this is a lot of things we need to talk about. Man, hopefully if you're interested in plumbing, you will love it, but it's gonna give you a lot of headaches. Plus, I'm not a good teacher, so don't expect too much of a Spanish guy. I always say that. So again, you see this line here coming from this T that we have 4x3 T, no half T. Then we have 45 T, and then we're coming out clean now. We'll put a clean now there, and then runs all the way, and then shoots all the way there. I'm gonna follow it. This is gonna be our line for the injector pump. The injector pump we talked about earlier. It's gonna be then runs. So here keeps on running, then could be coming down, and then it's gonna be connected to the injector pump here. Boom, that's it. Here is another strap, I believe. Oh yeah, this one, it was existing. I don't know why they have it for. So we just put a new one there and let's leave it there. This one is different. If you see, we don't have only one. It doesn't look like a U. It's a reason for it, but I forgot. I need to ask the one that trained me, one that knows way more than me.